Let's bring in Jonathan Turley, George Washington University Law School professor and a Fox News contributor. Unfortunately, that was a little bit of a rough cut there. But she asked him, are you lying about speaking to your son about his business dealings? And he very firmly said, no, Jonathan. But as you have been pointing out, somebody's not telling the truth.
Well, not only that, but that clearly does not appear to be true. I mean, let's be honest about this. We have photos of the president with business associates of his son. We have emails on his laptop referring to meetings and dinners. There's an audio tape of the president leaving a message for Hunter talking about a story about his business dealings. I mean, at some point, you have to basically call this one and say it's clearly not true. But that's going to be the least of his concerns going forward, because the different accounts that we've heard about what happened in this investigation cannot be reconciled. Somebody's lying. And there's real criminal and impeachable conduct that can be raised. And that means that Congress's power is at its apex. It can move forward, and it needs to move forward. And it has a full array of powers to do that with.
And you write that in your piece, who is lying, Merrick Garland or the whistleblowers? The only thing abundantly clear, you say, is that someone is lying. Either these whistleblowers are lying to Congress or these Justice Department officials, including Garland, are lying. The response from both Hunter Biden's counsel and the Attorney General himself only deepened the concerns. So how's this going to go forward here?
Well, Congress needs to start bringing people in. There's nothing that concentrates the mind as much as a congressional subpoena. Hunter Biden should be called in. We need to stop the nonsense. You know, his team is still suggesting that maybe the laptop isn't ours. Maybe this is not his message. All right, call him in. And let's get an answer on the record what this is about. Notably, that the Chinese businessman that was the subject of that WhatsApp message did not appear to send back a message saying someone hacked you or I just got a bizarre message. Instead, the House is suggesting that he sent millions of dollars after Hunter Biden made that threat that his father was joining him in demanding this money. Well, the House has now documented dozens of accounts and corporations used to transfer money to the Biden family. It is a very serious corruption scandal, whether the media wants to cover it or not.
To that point, here is Anna Navarro on The View calling the whole thing a father's love. Listen.
The Hunter Biden story, the scandal, the this, the that, it's also the story of a father's love. And Joe Biden has never and will never give up on his son Hunter, and will never treat him lesser than. And so he is a father first. Take it or leave it.
An example of how some of the media are covering this. I won't ask you to respond directly to that, Jonathan, but I will put back up the WhatsApp message, okay? For anybody who has not really specifically seen this, provided from the Gary Shapley Jr. testimony. I'm sitting here with my father, and we would like to understand why the commitment made has not been fulfilled. This is a Hunter text that he sent over WhatsApp. Tell the director that I would like to resolve this now before it gets out of hand, and now means tonight. And Z, if I get a call or text from anyone involved in this other than you or the chairman, I will make certain that between the man sitting next to me and every person he knows and my ability to forever hold a grudge, that you will regret not following my direction. Ending with this, I'm sitting here waiting for the call with my father. I mean, when you see that, shouldn't there be bipartisan calls to know more and to dig deeper on this?
There should be, but every Democrat voted against releasing this information. The Democrats have opposed any investigation of this corruption scandal. It is very clear that the Biden family ran an influence peddling operation, in my view. The Biden family has been known for years for influence peddling. It's not just Hunter. His uncle has been repeatedly accused of influence peddling. Do you think that if this message is real, this was the only time he made that type of threat? The point of influence peddling, the subject of influence peddling here, is the president. He was the person that they were peddling. And whether he was actually sitting next to his son or not, he was the object of these efforts. So the Congress has to investigate, and whether the Democrats support it or not. But what's very serious is that some of the accounts of the whistleblowers really contradict what Attorney General Garland has said in the past. The whistleblowers are saying that Weiss, the U.S. attorney in Delaware, said that he tried to bring charges in two jurisdictions and was rebuffed. He also allegedly told them that he wanted to get special counsel status but was denied. None of that is consistent with what the Attorney General has told the public and has told the Congress.
I'll get a final thought from you, Jonathan, on the U.S. Attorney David Weiss on this Hunter probe. This is the letter back to Jim Jordan saying, I want to make clear, as the Attorney General has stated, I've been granted ultimate authority over this matter, including responsibility for deciding where, when, and whether to file charges. Real quick, final response to that, Jonathan.
Well, that's the reason these whistleblowers have said, under the penalty of prosecution, that that's not true, that there were two attempts to bring charges that were denied. So let's find the truth. Let's bring everyone in.
All right, Jonathan, and your piece is out there for everybody to see who's lying, Merrick Garland or the whistleblowers. Appreciate you joining us on that. We'll keep watching it. Thanks, Jonathan. All right. Trace?
Well, we are still keeping an eye on that White House briefing. We see if Karine Jean-Pierre may get a question or two.